can't lose. No, we can't lose.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Gambling gods, fickle bunch.
Oh, yeah.
So easily
We
affected.
have a shooter and a good one coming out for a new point. Get your bets down, ladies and gentlemen. He's a rolling point is 9, place 9. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
They bet on absolutely anything. Don't make them prove it.
If we're going to call one of us a freakazoid,
You're tuned in to Gambling with Good JuJu.
dear Brett Siedlecki, I'm sorry. I broke the first rule of podcasting. You might ask yourself, what's the first rule of podcasting? I don't know. I didn't actually do that research, but I'm pretty sure it's record the podcast. I didn't do that, Brett. It would have probably been a good idea to get on your good side, wouldn't it, of Brett? You seem like a really cool guy. You gave a really good interview. It had a lot of great content. And we're going to do our best here in this episode to make up for that and discuss your service and discuss your interview. But for now, all I can say is they'll never get to hear your wonderful voice on our podcast. Alas, I hope you'll forgive me and we can move forward in a productive relationship. I can almost certainly guarantee you we will give you our business now this year, if for no other reason than I am a complete dumbass. Having said all that, I just want to say once again, thank you for coming on the show. You were a wonderful guest. You were hilarious and engaging. And to the Good JuJu audience, I apologize that you'll never know any of it. That's all I have.
Yeah, see you next week, bud.
True that.
There's sweat on the table where my hands were.
Well, it's 110 degrees.
Yeah. Inside.
I'm sorry to you guys as well.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate that we record on two separate things. I definitely did hit the record button on one of them, and then it was upside down, and I was messing with the buttons, and at some point, I must have hit unrecord. Because I do have a recording of us waiting for him.
Well, let's review that footage.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to do that.
Well, Brett, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was an awesome
was.
conversation. Appreciate you talking us through how this thing works. I'm looking forward to doing it more so now than ever.
I will say that I'm planning on, we're going to talk through the service. So we're going to have a conversation about everything that was discussed, and everyone's going to get a good insight into what was happening. But I can't believe that at the end of the day, I broke rule number 1.
Well, I mean, there's nothing saying that he can't come back,
Yeah,
right?
maybe.
Well, I'm sure not going to ask him to come back on and do the same thing he already did. Hopefully we can have him back on another time for another reason.
And maybe next
Sure.
August.
Yeah. Maybe they introduce something else to their service, right?
Let's talk about that night. Because that was a pretty bad night.
That was a bad night.
All right, I'm going to give a little bit of insight here real quick to the audience.
This will be
So prior to the debacle of me not recording, I might have flared up in the middle of us trying to do a podcast episode. There may have been a back and forth between me and another individual on the podcast that may have had an impact on the situation as we approach the conversation with him. Is that fair?
Yeah. Butterfly effect, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Butterfly effect for sure.
Yeah. So let me just clarify what happened on my situation. So, audience, I, of course, have my usual 7,500 bets going on in the evening, and I have not been doing well. So, Breezy and Juice are kind of starting a conversation, and of course, I have my phone out, and I'm looking at all the games because I got to know what's going on because it's getting pretty serious now. Like, I got to run this bankroll up.
Yeah, we got to have the cash for
And
Vegas.
we gotta have some money for Vegas. And so, I kind of broke one of our rules that we agreed upon, which is turn your phone off when we start podcasting. And so, me being a freakazoid who has to look at his phone constantly, I broke that rule.
Yeah.
And Pete was not very happy with me. And understandable because he's in the middle of podcasting and talking to RJ about whatever they were talking about. I really don't know because you know why? I was on my phone.
Yeah.
But to be clear,
And as a team member, that's totally...
if we're going to call one of us a freakazoid based on what was happening Tuesday night, I would be the one who would most accurately be described as a freakazoid.
Mhm.
I don't know that necessarily my reaction was befitting
Well,
the situation.
punishment didn't exactly fit the crime.
I'd also like to apologize to RJ's next door neighbor, Sean, who very obviously at one point stuck his head out of the garage and looked over at me like, what is going on with this lunatic?
What is? It's not even football season yet.
He's walking around the driveway just yelling at nothing in the air.
This did happen.
Great.
Yeah, it was
So,
awesome.
audience, this provides the backdrop from which I'm then trying to
Yeah.
handle the second portion of the episode. We didn't actually finish recording the first part of the episode because of this incident. Trust me, the content's not worth putting out there that we do have.
It's on the Patreon.
Yeah. Patreon subscribers,
I
congratulations.
kept
You're going to
recording.
get that.
I kept recording Pete screaming it.
Do we have that? Oh my gosh, that would be great though.
So it is against that backdrop that I then set up the Zoom call, got us in position, thought I had the recording on 2 different devices,
Yeah.
and did not have it on either.
But the thing is as tense as that whole interaction was
Right.
for 20 minutes,
Yeah.
we crushed the interview.
Yeah. Brett crushed the interview for sure.
Yeah, everyone did.
Yep.
You think it would be kind of, like tense and
Sure. Oh,
but it
was a
wasn't.
good-
It was
good.
chill,
Yeah,
laid
it was
back.
good.
I think it was the best collaboration, actually, of the 3 of us during one interview that we've had.
Yeah.
If I'm being quite honest with you,
Yeah.
like we all made sure we spoke up and we all made sure we were doing our
All
work.
right, we crushed it. Yeah. Well, nobody will know.
Sorry.
And like, in the grand scheme of things, I think you said it best. A little cheese fell off the assembly line that night.
Is that what I said?
But you know what? The cheese factory stays open, right?
Yep.
We just find a new way for the content to flow. That's the idea. So let's talk a little bit about the actual service that Winner
Yeah.
Circle Proxy provides. Just to set a backdrop, right? Brett Siedlecki did come on with us on Tuesday. We had a wonderful half-hour conversation. We'll call it an interview that we are utilizing for the purposes of today's episode.
Research. Yeah.
Research.
Yeah.
And Brett came on and he talked about what is involved in working with a proxy in order to take part in the Survivor contest offered in Las Vegas.
Yeah. And football contests in general, because there's 4 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's college and there's pros.
Yeah.
There are 4 different casinos: Circa, Golden Nugget. Do you guys remember Super
The Westgate.
Westgate.
That's the 3 places. And Circa has the Millions and Survivor. So there's 4
Got it.
contests in total they serve.
Got it. Got it.
So, in audience, these are the largest football contests in the country. Am I correct?
I
most
believe-
popular, largest prize pools.
Yeah.
This is the real deal. You're
Unless-
playing. You're playing with professionals.
Right. Unless some wise guy has got some Survivor pool in Jersey we don't know about. But
Right.
I'm assuming it's not more than $8 million or whatever.
And regardless of which contest you enter, it's $1,000 to play.
Yep.
And then you utilize a proxy, which is going to run you $100 to $200. I think he was saying at the end of the day.
Yeah, there's different tiers. Each contest you add knocks the price down a little bit.
Right. So if each of the 3 of us were to enter our own, we would still get a reduced rate if we signed up together.
That seemed like the case. And maybe the most interesting piece of the conversation was he said we can come out and sign up everybody in town
Yes.
at once, which was kind of cool. I never thought about that. So, yeah.
Yeah, you just need to have one person you know who's going, and they can
Yeah.
sign you up.
That you trust with your $1,000, I guess.
Right. True.
Yeah. And then eventually, like, they get down to like $25 an entry for the service.
So the nuts and bolts of it, their service is the company is Winner Circle Proxy. What you get through the service, you go on their website, you fill out a form. Then one of you has to fly out to Vegas, land in Vegas. They meet with you. You sign the paperwork and pay, and you're done for the year for you and your entire group. You do have to make the trip out once per year.
Yep.
So it's not a do it once and you're set for life scenario.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you have to physically sign up yourself for the contest.
Correct.
Yep.
And then making your picks, right?
Right.
You're given a website to go to.
Yeah. And credentials and, yep.
And they have it's almost like an application.
Yeah,
that you
it's
sign
very,
into.
Brett said they set it up very similar to what you view when you log into a sports book.
Yep.
So you make your selection, and then it's red, I think, when you haven't selected anything, or yellow. Maybe
Something
it was
like that.
yellow.
Yeah. I'm sure it's intuitive.
You enter your pick. It turns to blue. That's pending. Once your pick's turned in, It's technically locked. Brett did say, if it's still blue and you run into any situations where you need to make a change or something, that they'll work with you to try to get that changed and get that pick in. And then once they've submitted to the book, it's out of their hands completely. You're done. You're definitely locked in. That color changes to green. And so each week you go in and you have to submit, I want to say it's by 11 a.m. local time on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably depending on the contest, but I think that was the best tier. Because I think the Circa contest requires the entry by like 4 p.m. or something. So they obviously have to do their job of you're actually paying them to turn your picks in, so they got to do their part.
Okay, so I've pulled up the actual rates for the Winner's Circle Proxy that were posted on July 21st by Brett. And Proxy pricing, if you're a diamond tier, your first entry is $175.
Oh, yeah.
But if you go with the platinum tier, your first entry is only $100.
Okay.
Now, there is a pretty big difference between the two of them, and that's when you're allowed to submit. This is for your Survivor Pro Football contest at Circa Sports. So this is the big Circa Millions contest. If you're the diamond tier, your $175 gets you a Saturday 11 a.m. Pacific submission time. If you're the platinum tier, your submission needs to be in by Friday at midnight.
Gotcha. There you go.
And then he has pricing on here as well for, as RJ mentioned, if you go 2 to 4 entries, it's cheaper. 5 to 10, it's even cheaper than that.
Yeah, because I think you can actually enter 4 times for the Survivor yourself or something like that. I don't remember, but yeah, multiple times.
And you can share those entries amongst others.
Yeah, so hopefully we get out of the crap stable and we just max out the entries in all 4 contests.
That would be great.
But we'll need to fill out the paperwork now because we have to set
Ah.
the appointment to give him the money.
Yeah.
That was one of the things during the interview. In advance of our trip to Vegas, we need to fill out the paperwork in order to do this.
Okay.
So what happens if we go bust?
That's a problem, guys. I think that we have to commit to it before we go and that money.
Okay.
I don't think it's we get to Vegas and then, Brett, we'll let you know. Especially not after we didn't record the podcast, guys. We're in.
We're going to write you a check, Brett.
Brett, we're in.
All right, neat. Well, looking forward to it.
Yeah, there's no way.
What's the
we're
Twitter
not
handle?
doing this.
What's the Twitter
Right,
handle? Let's
of
read the
course.
Twitter handle one time.
So you guys can reach Brett at Siedlecki_B. That's SIEDLECKI_B on Twitter.
Yeah, or maybe just the Winner's Circle.
You can also find them at Winner's Circle Proxy. And I don't have the account in front of me because I was looking up him. Winner's Circle Proxy. Google it.
Google like an old person.
All of you, do it. This isn't going well.
Yeah, I forgot. It's not even Twitter anymore. Okay, this is really confusing. All right, what's next? Boy, that was fun.
Brett, thanks again.
Brett, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on. It was a real pleasure. Anyone out there, I do highly recommend if you have the opportunity to invest in a Survivor pool and you want to give it a shot, work with Winner's Circle.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll see you out there.
All right. We got to talk business now. We had a big kickoff event last night.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was great.
The Gambling with Good JuJu official brand podcast launch party occurred. We went out for pizza, casino.
Yeah.
17 of us, I think, ultimately there.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyone want to try to give a shout out to all of them?
Oh, my gosh.
Holy smokes.
I mean, you're most qualified. You were related to 60% of them.
We're going to start here.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going on 2.5 hours of sleep, audience.
Yeah.
Okay? I asked these guys, you got to pick me up today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to pick me up.
All right.
You want to know what's funny, everyone?
Hmm.
I am the only person in that group who's sober.
Hmm.
And I feel the worst out of all of us today. Audience, you may be wondering, why is that possible?
Yeah, how's that possible?
I drank 4 Red Bulls in
Yeah.
the span of 4 hours last night.
Future sponsor of the show.
And
What about the coffee? What's a coffee brand? Future sponsor of the show.
I went to bed at 1 o'clock. I got out of bed at 8:30. My Fitbit watch says I slept 2.5 hours.
Yikes. Yikes.
I was in bed for 7.5 hours, and I
my
slept
goodness.
2.5 of those
Yeah.
hours.
Huh,
Just
well,
trapped in my own body. So now I'm here recording this recap, which I'm thrilled to be here. Very thrilled to be here.
doing it for the people.
And I want to give a shout out to everyone who was there. And I don't know that I can, but they're
Okay.
telling me I have to try. So that's what we're going to do. All right. We're going to do this as quick as we can.
Yep.
Shout out Peter, Ryan, Curtis.
Start with us.
I'm lost. No, I got this. Katie, Brian, Steve, Carrie, Justin, Carly. I can do
Bill,
this.
Bill.
No.
Oh, shoot,
no.
sorry.
Be quiet.
Yeah.
Bill, Michelle. I can do this. Jay. Someone has to help me with the person with Jay.
Yeah. Who?
Emma?
Who'd Jay bring?
Yes.
Aaron.
Emma.
Aaron.
Aaron.
I don't
Emma.
No, Emma.
Emma.
I nailed it. Emma. Stevie. I have no other names.
Mark.
Mark.
Mark. Is that the only one I missed?
Shout out Mark.
Yeah. Shout out Mark.
Okay,
And
shout out Mark.
Lisa and Christy.
Shoot.
Your wives.
Shoot. Yeah.
So I'm a little foggy,
Yeah. Sure.
but we had a ton of fun.
Yeah. It was a blast.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ate some pizza.
Pizza was good.
And that was shout out Fifth Quarter in East Peoria.
Beers
Shout
was
out
good.
everyone who's made a purchase through the shop
Shout out everybody who
because you
showed up.
funded the
Showed
pizza.
up in shirts. Oh my God. Yeah. Too.
Yeah.
It was fun to see just about everybody wearing a shirt too. That was neat. So yeah, thank you very much for buying us pizza, listeners.
And I think we need to talk about the new favorite group activity we discovered last night.
Yes. Gambling.
So we
Yeah.
so we decided after dinner we were going to do a group slot pull.
Yeah, we see everybody, all the famous YouTubers doing it on the internet, so we gave it a whirl.
Yeah. So we had 14 people out of the 17 buy in, $10 each. We went up to a relatively cheap machine and we started cranking away. We got pretty far down and then we hit a jackpot.
A little banger.
It was a mini jackpot.
It
Yeah.
was.
What was it, like President Faces or something? And we
It
didn't
was
get the right
President.
one.
We didn't get the grand.
We were looking
got-
for Ben Franklin and we got
Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
We hit the, what was it, a minor?
It was
Yeah,
called the mini.
Whatever. Yeah, it
We
was
hit the mini.
Literally
Oh, I
the
thought
mini.
it was the
So it pays out over double what we bought in. And
Yep.
I said we were going to do the slot pull until we got a hand pay.
Right.
And everyone looked at me as soon as we got up double and was
Right.
like, no, we should stop because we want $20 instead of $10.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, we're not going to give everyone back their $20. So if we pull out here, what are we going to do? And then from the back of the room, who starts yelling? Doc Breezy.
Was that
My wife.
Was that who? She was like, let's
Put
gamble
it
really
on
fast.
black!
Oh my God, that's great.
Put it on black.
God bless her. I didn't realize it was her idea. I assumed it
And
was
then
your
Bill
idea.
looks at me and he goes, I don't care. You're either giving me my $22 and I'm going to put it on black. And we're putting it all on black.
Yes.
And I said, okay,
Right.
we're going to put it on black.
Oh, that was so fun.
Love
That's a
that
great
mentality.
decision. And you know what? Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll continue the tale.
So we take the whole crew up, go up to the roulette table, $326
Yeah.
out of our original $140.
Yeah.
Now on the table on black. And of course it comes red.
Right, of course.
100%.
Yeah.
No problem
100%
there, yeah.
it's coming red. There's
Yep.
no chance.
Bingo.
Don't worry. If we had bet red, it would have been black. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We lost
So
it.
we were this close to us all having $44 under your control to gamble with.
Christy was like, well, what were we going to do then? I go, well, I was the one with the money, so I know what we were going to do
Yes.
then. Probably go to a blackjack table and
Go
see
to-
if we could get it all in one hand there.
Go to the other roulette wheel. Will you
Somebody
take
was like,
this?
I'll buy a tank of gas. Okay.
So it was fun though. So we got a bunch of people to come that don't usually go to the Paradise and gamble with us to gamble with us,
Yeah.
even just a little bit.
Yep.
So yeah, that was neat.
It was a lot of fun. But that was not the end of my night.
Oh, of course
Oh.
not. We had to go get kicked in the balls a couple times first.
Yeah.
Now we got to gamble.
Yeah. So after we do the roulette, degenerate gamblers have to we have to go do our thing.
Well, we were like, okay, that was fun. Now it's time to start gambling.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. But I do want to call out that not everybody made it to the end of the slot pull because they had to go gamble. And
That's true.
Not everybody could peel away from gambling to go do the slot pull.
That's
so-
true. There are some who are like, yeah, this slot pull is just boring. Let's go
Lame.
gamble.
I thought the slot pull was great.
Oh, it
it
was
was
so
a
much
great
fun.
Yeah, it
time
was
to
fun.
just stand around like everyone
Yeah.
gets a drink. You
Yeah.
stand around, you pull, you laugh about it, you
Yeah.
yell at people. Why isn't it being hit? If you
Yeah.
don't hit the button, I'm going to hit it.
And
What was that stupid slot called?
I don't know.
The spinning wheel.
Spin the wheels?
No.
Yeah. What was
We
it
were
called?
we were all yelling for the
Yeah.
Spin the wheel.
We got a photo of it.
was it?
We'll tag it.
Yeah. But
Um,
once that hit twice, and then it's like, and
Oh,
you're like
yeah.
waiting for the third one.
Oh, the
Everybody's
rainbow
like,
one.
go,
Yeah, yeah.
go,
Yeah,
go.
it was the endorphins
Yeah.
were flying. And shout out to everybody. So there's little, they get these banks of these slot machines with these big graphics and stuff. It was full, and then we kind of lingered and waited for our spot. And soon after that, like everybody else left except this one lady next to us.
Yeah.
Who still hated our guts, but at least she stayed.
She was not thrilled that there was a group of 15 people suddenly standing around her.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, not exactly discreet.
There was a
gaming.
guy with her, though, and he seemed to be enjoying us.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Not everybody at the local hates us. I think they told Lisa to stop taking pictures like 6 times.
We had 3 different people get yelled at for taking pictures.
It's hilarious. And I'm going to tag them in all of the pictures we took.
Sweet. Yes. We're going to keep tagging you, Paradise.
Yeah, they want our money. So anyway, back to,
The nitty gritty.
yes. So go ahead.
It was one of those straight losses at the craps.
We
hit
it
the
was
craps
just
table.
straight downhill.
Yeah, the
like
three
we were
of-
never up.
The 3 of us all went to the craps.
I played an extremely conservative strategy. I played 6 and 8,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I still
Didn't
lost
work.
my full roll in like
Yeah.
half hour, 45 minutes.
Yep.
So it
I
was the
didn't make
3 of
that
us,
long.
Big Stevie and Lisa,
Yeah.
and it just went 0.7 out, 0.7 out, 0.7 out, 0.7 out. Maybe somebody rolls a 6 point, then 7 out,
Yeah.
7 out. It just got so cold so quick, and before you knew it, kicked in the balls.
Did you recover any at the blackjack
I
table?
did.
Yeah.
I got
that's
it all
neat.
back.
That's neat.
Nice.
Yes.
Good job.
So
nice.
blackjack was a little disappointing. I'm warming up to it. I know I've been down on blackjack for the last 10 years, but
While you went ahead and stayed at the blackjack table, RJ and I and our wives decided to go have an adventure instead. So we went out to the bars. First, we went to a place.
Yes. Yes.
they had Red Bull. Pete had some.
I'm tired, okay? So first, we went to a karaoke bar,
Yes.
and that was fun. But that's not the story. Story is my wife and I took the Jeep out. In the Jeep, we only drive for date night. Well, I drive it otherwise, but we do not have a top. I do not put the top on it. I do not put the doors on it.
Good
call.
Completely open air.
Good
Yeah.
call.
So we go to this karaoke bar and we're hanging out there. I have a Red Bull. My wife has a drink. We quickly realize we don't have a table or anything. This is kind of boring. Let's get out of here. So then it's like, all right, well, we still got over an hour until our babysitter is done.
Yeah.
So let's go to another bar.
Yeah. Neighborhood watering hole.
Yeah. So we go to another neighborhood watering hole, and I'm driving there in the Jeep, open air, and we look up in the sky, and it's getting cloudy.
Mhm.
Starting to look a little lightning-ish. As in,
The
there was
stoplights were
lightning.
bouncing.
Very windy. Christy and I get to the turn, and we're like a mile away from our house to this watering hole we're going to. And I'm like, look, if we go home to change cars, we're not going to go. Let's just go to the bar and risk it. And so we go. We pull the seats forward, and we go inside. 15 minutes later, it is a hurricane outside. It is sideways raining, torrential. You can see like the waves of water,
Oh,
coming
no.
down.
It
hitting
knocked
it.
our power out.
It was
Did it really?
Yeah.
a torrential storm. So then it lightens up for a minute, and I'm like, all right, let's pay our bill. Let's just do it. Let's go home in this. Let's go. Get outside. We step out onto the front bridge, and it just starts going whoosh again. A second wave just comes in of torrential downpour. My wife and I are standing out on this little porch underneath there for like 3 minutes. We turn around and we go back inside, and everyone's like, hey, welcome back. And we're like, yeah, we're not leaving. Christy has another beer. We hang out more, get a little
Yeah.
cheese and crackers, have
Oh, that
ourselves
was
a nice
nice.
Oh,
little
you guys
time.
had the cheese?
Yeah.
Oh,
Pete,
yeah.
Pete got like a whole quart of it or something.
Yeah,
my
Yeah.
God.
yeah. Shout out Castle's Patio Inn.
Castle's
Ah.
patio. Yeah, it was neat.
Future sponsor of the show.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Tried to start recording there.
We'll mention you every time if you just
Yeah, give us some
fork over
cheese.
some cheese.
So finally it stops torrential downpouring and hits more of a steady downpour.
Yeah.
And so at that point, we're like, forget it. I'm not leaving the Jeep here exposed overnight. We go get in, we pull the seats back, and I drive home, and I'm just, 30 miles an hour down the street. The rain's barely hitting us because it's hitting the windshield in front of us, going over our head.
Yeah.
We were alive. We were alive in that moment. I'm telling you, it was great. That was the best part of the whole night, was driving home.
Wow, in the rain.
that rain.
Yeah. Neat.
was
That was
awesome.
the best part of the night.
And then we got home and we went to bed. And for 5 hours, I was trapped inside my own body. In bed. And now I'm sitting here talking to you guys
Yeah.
and you audience,
Yeah,
pleading for your forgiveness.
we went home and cooked a frozen pizza and watched Time Cop.
Time Cop with Van Damme?
So glad I did.
How did the two of you
Classic.
stumble upon that one?
No, you know how I do. I start movies like every night. So a few sessions into Time Cop now at this point.
How does that get through to Lisa? You just like, how'd you talk her into Time Cop?
Nah, she didn't care. I mean, we had some cocktails.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she was
What do you
born.
want to watch? Well, let me tell you about this time cop show.
Yeah, I'm 18 minutes into Time Cop. Do you mind if we pick that up? So yeah,
It's really, really good.
no spoilers, please,
Yeah.
because I haven't seen it in about 25 years. Classic.
Oh man.
So I would call our launch
good.
party a definite success.
Absolutely.
for sure.
God bless. First of all, good job on us for making it this far, so we could actually,
Have a
under clear
party.
conscience, have a party and talk about the thing we started.
Yeah. It was a fair for us to have it.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. And, get all of our friends a little hype about gambling. They do listen and support us, even though they have no idea what we're talking about. That's cool of them. So we bought them pizza. That's cool of us. Everybody was cool. Everybody was
Yeah.
cool. That was fun.
It might have to be an annual thing.
I absolutely think so. The summer gala. Yeah.
Yep.
Good JuJu Summer Gala.
Yep.
We picked the hottest day of the year,
We picked the hottest day of the year.
and then we go out.
And we go to a place that might not have air conditioning.
That was the most surreal part of the whole drive home. Do you remember? It was 107 degrees during the afternoon yesterday in Peoria,
Holy
Illinois.
smokes.
It's that what it's felt like. We were cold driving home in that rain. So we go from 107 degrees till 6
I
hours
bet
later
it
we're
felt
cold.
great.
Yeah,
It was-
that's
It
neat.
was good.
So yeah, so wrap the party. Now in a few hours, Kurt's going to get in a car and drive to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Where it is 115 degrees. That'd be
So
great.
that's the
Yeah.
thing is we finish off our Good JuJu party and now we start our 40th birthday trip.
Yep.
Kurt is leaving in the morning to head out to Vegas. Kurt, why don't you tell us about what's the plan getting out there?
Plan is I am going to leave here tomorrow early in the morning. Not too early, probably about 9. And then I'm going to head and see one of our buddies in Denver.
Mm.
I'm going to stay with him for the night. From there, I'm going to head into Vegas. I'll probably leave Denver probably around 6 in the morning. And then I'm looking to get into Vegas probably around 5.
Neat.
Yeah.
On Monday.
On Monday.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be joining us live on location Tuesday.
Yeah.
So you'll have about a full day
Yep.
Yeah.
before we get that report.
Yo.
We're going to have to line that
Can't
up.
wait to hear how the gambling goes.
Oh, I can't wait. I
Yeah.
cannot wait
So
to get
Monday,
in there.
like any big plans, is it just going to be like gambling and watching sports?
I think my only plans on Monday is I'm going to follow Breezy's advice. I'm going to stay away from the tables.
Oh,
Probably not do any poker because I'll be exhausted. I think I'm going to
Oh.
try to get in before the Giants game and just probably throw 250 on the
wow,
Giants,
geez.
and then
A
go
little light,
to
little light work.
yeah, right. Go to man, I don't know if I'll go to Circa. I don't know where I'll go, but I'm going to throw probably 250 on the Giants, and then I'm going to watch the game, have a couple beers, and then hit the hay.
Yeah. So when's the last time you've been in Las Vegas?
It's been 10
10
years.
years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until we get there, you're staying at what property?
Fremont.
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 Yeah, shout out, boys.
Is that close to Circa?
I think it's
Yeah.
Is it-
yeah. They're
Similar.
all
It's like a block or two.
yeah, block.
Yeah.
Because we're across the street from Circa.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's not
The
quite
Plaza.
that close, but it is very close.
Yeah.
I believe the Fremont is like in the middle of Fremont Street.
I bet after that drive, you'll want to stretch your legs. You should go over to Circa for that.
Yeah.
Check it
think
out.
So.
I mean,
okay.
if
I mean-
there's one sports book you're going to go to downtown when you first get into Vegas, it should be Circa.
Here, yeah. If you watch, I mean, if you're going to watch the game, great. But I just like, you're going to need to get your bearings a little bit.
Of course.
Figure out where everything is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
are you going to
Yeah.
have to shop that Giants line and then walk to
Oh
whichever
my
casino
gosh.
has the best line?
I've been dreading that.
Is that what we're going to do?
I've been dreading that.
I'm absolutely not going to bet on sports, so I'm not going to do that. But so you're going to have options, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have.
They do have the
Be William Hill's going to be floating around down there. There's going to be a couple of Caesars sports books
there's
down there.
Caesars,
and
there's a
then
FanDuel
Circa.
kiosk in Fremont.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. So yeah, you're going to have to find the best line. Yep. Get a payphone. Call Jimmy and see what do you got down there, Jimmy.
First, you're going to have to figure out what books to line shop on.
That's
Like,
what the payphone's for, so you can call all the other little runners. How this works, right?
I'll figure it out somehow. I mean, I could probably. I mean, I don't even know where would I even go? Probably just go to Vegas Odds or something like that.
Yeah. Just
Don Best.
well, yeah, you got to pay for that. They don't. I don't think they
Oh,
have a
yeah,
free
they do.
service.
They
So,
do.
but
sounds like we need to start a website.
Wager-
Fremont Street Odds.
Wager Talk has or a board that will show you multiple books, but it's not going to show you everybody.
Okay.
But
Well,
they'll
what
show
I'm
you
saying is he's going to have to figure out what books are there.
Yeah, what books are in which casino?
Like,
Yeah,
how many casinos are on Fremont?
Yeah, a lot.
7 or 8, right?
But not all of them have their own sports book. That's William Hill, Caesars, and yeah.
But I mean, like, if FanDuel's in one of them,
Yeah.
you don't think they all have something in them?
No, of course they do. Yeah. It'll be challenging. Yeah.
I saw Hitman make a tweet, and he referenced doing that.
Trying to-
How big? Oh yeah,
trying to find the best line.
line shopping.
Yeah.
When you're actually when you're in Vegas and you have
If
to
I'm-
make the bet in person.
If I may call back to our unrecorded interview with Brett Siedlecki, he kicked things off talking about his life as a gambler with money in his backpack, just walking around to the different casinos and getting the best lines on
Yeah.
different books and living that life and how amazing and awesome it was for that period of his life. So it is definitely doable. Just got to
mean-
figure out what you're shopping.
I'm looking to have that experience for about 30 minutes by myself, and then you and I think, are going to do that, right? One of those days.
I definitely hope to utilize the sports books for individual large wagers. Not looking to gamble on 20 things or anything like that. I
Right.
want to put a serious stake. Like, hey, shout out Dave Koken. If Saturday, August, what is that, 5th, you could put out a free play, I'll put $250 on that. Bud. No
That's the
problem.
banger. That's the banger of the day. All right.
So, like, if anyone, bring your best stuff that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, gambling Twitter, because I'm going to be cherry picking the best of the best, which I can clearly
yeah.
differentiate. So that'll be easy.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also,
Because if you don't, he's going to ask me what to do.
right.
I'm
and
not.
then
Nope.
it's going to lose.
No, I won't.
And then the trip's ruined.
The trip's ruined.
I will definitely ask what Kurt is going to do and then bet the opposite.
The old bet
Because
the opposite.
that is
gag.
what has worked for me gambling with him in Vegas before.
I mean, I'm on a cold streak right now,
Yeah.
so I would do that.
We all are.
Also,
I
it's
am
true.
pretty
We are.
sure all of gambling Twitter right now is on a cold streak. Everyone I look at is like, what is going on?
I cannot
It's
wait
bizarre.
for football. Also, not our typical cup of tea, and I don't even know if they're going to do the wrestling thing or the punching thing or the kicking thing, but there's like a big fight, Diaz and Paul on Saturday.
When we're there?
It's the fight isn't there. The fight's in. I looked it up. The fight's in Dallas.
Okay.
But like it'll be on and it'll be a thing, and we'll be excited for 5 seconds until we go back to the craps table. So maybe we want to bet on that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't.
Okay, that's a no.
I'll bet on it.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Sold.
I'm tired. I'm in.
He's it.
Yeah. What do I know? I don't know. Somebody on Twitter will tell us who to bet on. Yeah. Won't be any boosts or anything like that.
Is there any in-casino promotions around the sports books or anything like that?
So you gotta it's kind of the same gag, like, oh yeah, $25 free bet when you sign up with the app and like load your credit card and give us your social security number and your firstborn and a little DNA test, and it's like,
So it's the mobile stuff.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
like come into our book and
No.
get a free parlay.
The
or
best,
something.
the best you're gonna do there is a $2 hot dog or a free drink.
Okay.
Yeah, and even the free drinks are like you got to bet a lot.
I'm talking like a noob. I've been to
Bummer.
Vegas like 7 times.
Yeah, $2 hot dogs is the way to go.
I haven't been to Vegas as a sports gambling, at least semi-amateur professional.
Right.
Yeah.
We haven't been, and we're just like total Joe's. Just like, how would you like me to bet on the Celtics, Mister Guy at the desk?
Yeah.
He's like, will you tell me the rotation number and then you give me your money?
Real quick, my first ever sports wager in Vegas, I bet on Syracuse versus nobody.
Oh.
They were 16.5-point favorites in college basketball.
Yeah.
They lost outright.
Oh boy, jeez.
They were down like 12
Fun times.
halfway through the first half, and I had to sit in that sports book for another hour and a half and ignore all my friends who were out at the tables gambling while I mad watched the Syracuse Orange and Jim Boeheim's crap zone, boring basketball
Yeah.
lose to some nobody mid-major program that isn't even good.
That's
Whoops.
post Mello, right? That's got to be. Yeah. That's
It was
post-Mello.
like the year. It was Jerry McNamara, I think. No, I don't know. Don't ask me that.
Bummer.
Quick aside.
Quick aside.
That's a good story, Pete.
You're getting stuff from me. Hey, Jay bought something from the shop.
Oh, shout out
Oh,
Jay.
shout out.
Big plays, Jay's.
Yep, follow him on Twitter.
I looked it up and I forget which way it goes.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right.
Big Jay's Plays.
Okay.
Soon to be Judge Jay Troop on Twitter.
Yeah, shout out Jay. Thanks again for coming to the party. And thanks again for ordering t-shirts.
It's good to see him.
Cool dude.
All right,
Very cool.
Kurt, you're heading out tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
We wish you the best of luck.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
juju.
We're going to be joining you later this week.
Yep.
There will be lots of content hopefully flowing out of the Good JuJu Bets account throughout the course of the week.
Absolutely.
If anyone's going to be out in Vegas over the course of the next week, give us a shout.
Yeah.
We're around. Hit us up
Yep.
on the socials. We'll be checking.
DM.
We'd love to meet any fans.
We'll
Yeah.
do just about anything with you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you want to go out in the middle of the desert in the morning and ride ATVs, like we're up for that.
Indie wrestling Saturday night.
Hopefully, jeez.
Come on, guys, get that schedule out.
Something scheduled on the indie wrestling scene in Las Vegas. I've been refreshing this thing
Yeah.
frivolously for 90 days.
Real quick,
Yeah.
I talked to Stevie last night.
Yeah.
And if there is a wrestling event, I looked at him and I'm like, so we're gonna totally drop $60 to sit in the very first row, right?
Absolutely.
Because that's what
Like,
I
how
mean,
much is it to throw the chair at the wrestler? 'Cause I
Exactly.
want to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Stevie was like, how do we sponsor a round
Yeah.
and send Pete up there to announce the
Exactly.
fight?
Exactly.
Reach out to him.
Well,
You've got the relationship.
I've got the relationship.
Yeah,
I
you
follow them
tagged
on
them.
Twitter.
You tagged them. They replied to you one time.
Yeah. That's-
Networking, folks. That's what it's all about.
All right, Kurt. Safe travels. We'll
Thank
talk
you.
to everyone soon. Have a great rest of your week.
See you guys.
See you guys.